And that's why you are your sisters.
Hello, everybody. Sunday Adelaja here. Good morning. Shegun Fatuma, morning. Good morning, good morning. Okay. Bidemi, Oluwatoyin, Kennedy Festus, Bose Fanyajola, Nkiri Ojimadu, switch up that light beside it. This one. Kike Adetiba, Miranda Ngwafu, Nkiri Ojimadu, yep. Pat Agbons, Solomon Kwo, Anne-Marie, Justin Mayo, Toyin Oduwole, Bright Shibueze, Shigon Wafo, Brenda Wiedemann, Sandra. Well, good morning, everybody. As we are coming in, please let's quickly go and share the link to this message. You definitely have your share button over there. The share button is under this video, so check out the share button under this video, and just need to press it. That's the only thing you need to do. And you might want to write your opinion about yesterday's message, or what you felt, or what you got from yesterday or 2 days ago, or just what this live broadcast have been doing for you. And so you might want to write that just to encourage people and to know why they have to have a look at this message. Of course, we are going to keep on talking about the difference between a man and a woman. So this time I'm calling it differences between a man and a woman. Differences between a man and a woman. Differences between a man and a woman. Yesterday I had some people helping me out. I think I might have to do the same thing today. I have some people to help me. By the way, if you're an American, I want to congratulate all of you for getting a new president. Congratulations to Americans for a new president. I'm not totally sure I'm the happiest of men in town. I'm not totally sure I'm the happiest of men in town with that choice. But you know what? We just have to agree with God's will and be grateful to God for that. I personally have always said, if I were to vote as a Christian, just dogmatically, if I'm to just give the dogmatic choice, I will vote Donald Trump. But if I'm to vote as a human being with my head, I'm going to vote Hillary Clinton. I think Hillary Clinton presents more predictability and more, peace, settlement. At least you know what to expect. But with Donald Trump, I think that's a sign that we are in a roller coaster. Nobody knows what to expect. It might be good, it might be worse. It might be good, it might be bad. It might be good, it might be bad. So we just have to, to your thanks, O Israel. We just have to believe God for the best. Believe God for the best. So, welcome everyone. Maria Lenit likes my bow tie. Okay. Good idea. Thank you. Okay, here we go. We're going to keep on talking about the difference between men and women. If you have shared the link already, let's keep on talking. One aspect of the difference between men and women that I want to talk about today is the physical differences. We see that that's very obvious, that men are built differently than the women. We see the men are big, the men are bigger, they look stronger, they have wide shoulder, they have great muscles, and women are more fragilely built. And so that's one of the obvious difference between men and women, that men are built to be stronger. Men are built stronger physically. They are not just stronger, they are more, tougher. They are much more tougher, maybe harsh in some case, and more direct. So if you you are a woman watching this, you should just know that men are rather harsh or rough in some things, not because it's just your John or he's not well brought up, okay? Unfortunately, men are built that way because they need to go farming, they need to go hunting, they need to go, to go to war, they need to go to battle, they need to go and secure some things for the family, and they need to be strong for that. So that tells us something. The strength, the physical strength of the man, of the guy, is telling us that God is trying to pass a message to him, that he's made and built stronger to be able to shoulder more responsibilities. He's built stronger for him to be able to confront challenges in the physical realm. Men are not supposed to be educating their responsibilities to the ladies and to their wives and asking their wives to go do the hunting for jobs, hunting for money, for income. That's just, I don't know how it is in your family, but I don't think the fact that it is like that in your family, I don't think it makes it right. If she wants to work, let her work if she enjoys it. But that should only be because she enjoys it. But to be sending her out and say, okay, go and fence for the family, or go look for a job, or go and make money to send your children to school. Wait a minute. That shouldn't be happening in our generation. If you're a man, you should have thought before you approached her. Before you told her to marry you. You are supposed to have thought of how you are going to take care of yourself, of your family, and why you are asking a woman to come and live with you and share the same home with you if you are not ready, or if you don't have plans and provisions to take care of her. And you know you are going to have children and you never thought about that, and you are hoping she will go and work and she will pay 50% of the bills and you will pay the second 50%. Well, she will be going to work and pay 50% when she's pregnant with 6 months, protruding stomach, 8 months pregnant. So I'm saying that this fact that men are built to be stronger is a sign to all of us that men are supposed to go and shoulder. Men are supposed to shoulder most of the responsibilities in the homes. And also, women should try to understand the men if they are rough a little bit. And that's just because they have been in the battlefield. Unfortunately, these days, a lot of the men are only raised up by the women. And so they don't even know what it means to be strong, or to go ahead to the battle and fight for things and go on adventures and bring in spoils. So we've established that men are physically strong. They are stronger maybe in toughness, harshness, tough, strong. But on the other hand, even though women might be weaker physically, because their strength is not supposed to be in the physical. Their strength is not supported. Their battles are not as physical. And that is also a sign for us. The reason why women look physically frail and more fragile physically is because their strength is inward. Their strength is mental. Their strength is psychological. And the truth of it is that God is a God of balance. God does not just make all the men to have all the strength. God does not just make men to be the one that is strong all over and the lady, she's just weak in everything. No, there will definitely be a balance somewhere, trust me. And you can trust God. There will definitely be a balance whereby there will be areas in life where ladies are stronger. That's just the way God does it. He will not just make the men stronger in every area. But I tell you what, you know it and I know it if you are the man. Even the ladies know it. Most men think, I'm the man. And since I'm the man, I know better. You listen to me. I'm stronger, I'm smarter, I'm wiser, I'm the head. I'm the man. I'm the man. That means I'm stronger everywhere. That's the way life is, unfortunately. And that's the way this world has communicated that message to us. Only men can be this, only men can do that. Only men. So we are the impression we're having all around us as if men are better everywhere. As if men are stronger in everything. As if men are men. I mean, this is a man's word. As if it's a man's word. But knowing the nature of God, you cannot know God and not know that God is a God of balance. God likes to bring diversity and it just likes to balance things out. So even though our own strength as men is more visible and is more instantly noticeable, but believe me, please, the women have their strength that might not be worse, maybe sometimes even stronger and be more important than the physical strength of man. And I will show you, I'm going to tell you and show you some areas where women are strong as well. So I've just told you that the men are strong physically, that's very obvious. They are strong in willpower, like in character, tough, harsh, rough. That's what the men are. So where is the strength? Where is God hidden the strength of the lady? Like I said, the women are stronger, but God made them frail physically just to point us to something, to teach us a lesson that our strength is not visible. But she has that strength, that our strength is inside. She is stronger somewhere else that we cannot easily see. It might not come at you first, right up, as she is powerful and strong. But she has it. She has that strength. And where do we see the strength of the woman? One, in endurance. Women endure so many things that men don't even have an idea of. Women go through so many. Do you know when a man gets sick, he's lying in bed immediately. Everybody knows he's just sick. He's out of his chemistry. But do you know the thing with the ladies? Almost all the time, most of the time, she has something painful going on in her system. Not necessarily physically. Maybe emotionally. Maybe mentally. Maybe she has something paining her. She has something troubling her. And she's still laughing every day. And she's still dressing. And she's still having the makeup. And she's still trying to stand up for herself. Trying to stand up for her children. Even to that, to try to stand up and be good and be to that husband who might actually be the source of that same pain. And she's still trying to talk to him as if nothing has happened. Most women, believe me, 24, apart from when she's sleeping. When she's not sleeping, 90% of the time, she's experiencing one discomfort or the other. Believe me. But that is strength. If a man is experiencing discomfort, he's mad most of the time. Even if he's not experiencing any discomfort, he's still mad. If anything is out of the norm for the man, if anything is not working out for the man the way he's supposed to, not even pain, just things not working out the way he expected, he's already suffering, he's already angry, he's already bitter, he's already concerned, he's already he's already concerned, he's already, everybody in the house already know that Dad is not in a good mood. Dad is, don't touch that, or don't go there, don't go there, don't leave him alone. So the women have another kind of strength. It's not physical the way we have our own, but the women have another kind of strength. The strength of the inner man, the strength of character, the strength of endurance, the strength of patience, the strength of long patience and endurance, perseverance, the strength. I have a photograph here that might be able to help a little bit. I don't know how much it might be able to help, but let me try to show this to you here. It's just a diagram. You see the man? Obviously, you see the way he's just strong, powerful immediately. I mean, you cannot hide it. You see the man, he's just strong, powerful, muscles everywhere. But look at the woman. She's rather, you see her legs, weak, but see how much load she's carrying on herself. And let me tell you what, this is the real deal. This is what is really happening. She's carrying the husband, she's carrying the daughter, she's carrying the son. Even though the man is the big guy, and we normally think that all the load of the family is on us. But let me tell you on who they lie. They actually lie on the woman. That's why if you are a young man who is not married yet, at least I don't need to say I would have liked to do that. That's what I did. I said I would not allow my wife to carry any extra load. She doesn't have to work. My wife has not worked a single day. She's working in the ministry. She's having her own ministry because that's what she wants to do. She's working for joy, for satisfaction, so to get something, to get another. But if you're a young man, please do something. Work on yourself. Be so successful that before you even ask the lady out, before you marry her, you could assure her that you have so much emotional things already to deal with. Even if you want to work, it will be your choice. It will be because you enjoy it. It will not because you need to struggle for the family. It will not be because you need to pay 50% of the bills and I need to pay 50%. Because believe you me, guys, ladies already have their challenges. They have so many things to deal with on a daily basis. We don't even have an idea of what they're dealing with. The other day, I mentioned the fact that a man should imagine that he's bleeding every month. And not just from anywhere, from his private part. Somebody wrote me after that and said, oh, it's true. I never thought about that. Because it's not just the bleeding, no. When a woman is having a period, a menstruation, she's more sensitive. The hormones, everything just go away. Even she might not be able to predict everything. Some people go through pain. Some people have headaches. Some people have mood swings. Some people have, and then she still has to smile. And most of us don't even know a lady is going through her menstruations. We don't even notice it because she has to hide it so well and still function. See the weight. See that woman. It's not very clear, okay? You see, it's not very clear. But see those people on her spine, on her back. She's carrying so much weight on a daily basis. These women are carrying so much weight on a daily basis. Believe me. Let me even tell you another thing. You see, the husband is on her back. It's not that physically she's carrying her, but she's carrying, it's not that physically she's carrying him, right? Not that physically she's carrying him, but every single thing the man is experiencing, every single struggle the man is going through, every single challenge he's facing. See, you know who is carrying the weight? Is failure, is lack of success, is lack of responsibility. He's not even thinking about it. Why? Because, like I said earlier, he's in compartments. His emotions, feelings, they are in different compartments. So he doesn't need to worry about it unless he wants to. So a man is jobless and he's just sleeping and eating. He doesn't even care where the food is coming from. Because if you say, what can I do? I don't have a job. What can I do? It's not my fault now. I'm looking for, I'm not saying. But see, look who is suffering for it. The person who is suffering for that, is the woman. She is emotionally suffering more than he is suffering. He lost his job. Look who is running about. She's the one running about. I don't know how much I could tell the men about this. That women are carrying too much load. But of course, you don't see it. Doesn't mean that she doesn't carry it. And as a man, I know what men are thinking about women. That women are easy, they are soft, they are, peripheral, they are surface people, they are not deep, they are just about cosmetics, they are just about hairstyle, they are not serious, they don't have problems. But who wakes up in the morning to take the children to school, to get them ready for school? Who cooks? Who cleans? Who makes sure that everybody is taken care of? Are you the man that makes sure that everybody is taken care of, everything works out well? I tell you this, even if a lady is not working, just being a wife at home itself, she's already more busy than you. Believe me, even if she's not working and she's just at home as a housewife, she is already more busy than you. Talk less of if she's working. I can't even believe it. I can't even believe it. And I understood this when I was 25, 24. I was not even married. But I understood it, that this would never happen. Because by the time I was 25, I already know so much about women already. I studied them. And I was studying the subject. And I already knew my wife is not going to get any job. Because I just knew that, no, I'm not going to let that happen. Now, I cannot just imagine if my wife had been working again also, or trying to struggle. To make things work out for us. And still, people think I'm the one who is busy. My wife is still 10 times more busy. Just let's talk about what she's doing with the children alone. That's just crazy. Just dealing with the kids alone. You think I'm the one keeping the kids in order? You think I'm the one dealing with the kids? That's what the men like to think. It's an illusion. I don't deal with anything as such. She's the one. She's the one who is really... Let me tell you something let me show you something. Maybe this could help you too. Let me show you this photograph here. It's not very visible, right? Caroline, I might need you again here. It's not visible. Okay. All these signs here, what do you call them? Smiles or faces? Images. All these images here, are they smiles or what?
Emojis.
Emojis. Yeah. Emojis. All these emojis here. You see, these are men. This is the men's day. From when he wakes up in the morning till when he goes to bed in the day. There are only 3 emotions in a man that he goes through in a day. 3. See? One is just indifference. He's just numb. He's just going about through his job, just doing what he needs to do. And then sometimes he's happy. Sometimes he doesn't know what's happening. He's confused. But that's just the thing. He's just okay. He's just going through life. So not too much difference. You see? All the same. No much pressure happening to the woman, to the man. But let's see the emoji of how a lady's day is. And what happens to her during the day. How her mood. The mood of a lady. That was the mood of a man. How it changes. How many times it changes in a day. Maybe 3 times maximum. Mm-hmm. Let's take this and show the ladies a mood in a day. Is it visible?
Yeah, I can see it.
See? See? Let's say she wakes up in the morning. Is this the one different from this? Is this different from this? Is this different from this? Is this different from this? Every 5 minutes, she's having a new mood. No, let's say every hour. Every hour, she's having a new mood. Maybe they look similar. It's like it might not be visible, but they are all different. Even this is different from this. See the eye here? It's not depending on how. This is all because of her input. You see, sometimes she's happy too. But see, she's happy now and she's sad the next moment. And then she's here. Look. This is what is happening to every lady in a day. This is what she has to. Every single one of them is different. This is what she has to deal with every single day. And she's hiding it. And we don't even have an idea that she's having something to cope with. Her thoughts. Her mood. What she hears. What she sees. And you still expect her to be smiling at you all that time. And you still expect her to be behaving all that time. Then you are contributing to her sorrow. By challenging her. By rebuking her. By correcting her. By lecturing her. By reprimanding her. Without you, if everything were okay, she doesn't have to go to job here. Now, add to that the challenges she has to go to working. Add to that the challenges she has to go through with the kids. Add to that the challenges she has to go through with keeping the home just cleaning everywhere. Kitchen. That is why to be married to a woman, if you don't think ahead as a man, to make things as easy as possible for her, provide everything, make sure that she's insulated from every direction. She's protected. Wash after her emotions. Make sure that you are caring so much that she doesn't have to struggle with all this. And that's where the strength of the woman is. She is going through these things and you don't even know it. That is strength. That is power. That is strength. Because the man who is not even going through half of this, the man who is not even going through anything, he only has a flu. The whole home is already running helter-skelter just to take care of the father of the house who is sick. That flu, she's having something worse than flu every day. And she's coping. That's where her strength is. Yes, our strength might not be in the muscles. Yes, our strength might not be in where is that? Yeah, her strength might not be in that muscle, all right? Okay? Okay? She might not have your muscle, okay? She might not have that muscle. But see what she's having? Endurance. Stamina. Perseverance. Long suffering. Patience. Endurance. Thank you. We have some ladies here. Let me hear what you people think. Let the ladies sit near each other. Let me hear what you say. Let me hear what you say, or what you have to say to my insinuations.
Hello, my name is Caroline Schronke. I definitely agree that going...
That you don't have muscles?
No, yes, I don't. It's true. It's true.
You admit to that?
Yes. And I should go back to the gym. But I definitely agree that I feel sometimes going through life that I'm having to hold in a whole lot more than the men in my life. So that I'm having to accommodate a lot more of my emotions.
But why is it that you people don't tell us these things? Do you know some people are hearing this for the first time from me now? Mm-hmm. They don't even consider it. And I'm going to ask the boys now.
I think on one hand, we don't know how to communicate what's going on, like you said earlier in previous videos. And number two, I think that so we tell you, and then we expect you to do what exactly? So what do we expect you to do? I mean, it's on almost at that point. It's on the man to be caring enough to go back and analyze how he's going to accommodate for that. You tell him, and he's like, okay, so and. Control your emotions.
No, my attitude is different. My attitude is, I need to know about her for me to understand why a lady doesn't need a man or a sex partner. Why what a lady needs is actually a father. And she doesn't have to be my daughter, and she doesn't have to be my wife. But I just need to be there for her as a father, as a protector, as a brother's keeper. I just need to be there for her, to watch after her, to look after her, and to make sure that she knows that if I'm around, because I'm around, she doesn't have to worry about some things. And I think that all men need to know about that. And it's not just because it's your wife. Because if I'm just doing it for my wife, then I'm selfish. Then it's just egocentric. It's just egocentric. It's just about me. It's just about my thing. Because, my family. Just me, my wife, and my children. So, it's like Jesus said, what does it profit you? Why are you better than the Pharisees? So I think if the men know this, and the men need to know these things, so that they will be more responsible and take responsibility for, for the world around them and for the people around them, and be able to have more empathy. We have lost empathy, and we think that to show empathy means to be misunderstood. To show empathy means that people might think that we have some ulterior motives. But really, to show empathy is to be a Christian. Because it said, by this shall all men know me, that you are my disciples, by your love for each other, for one another. But the fact that you are so young, and you already, and I so appreciate the fact that you said that you actually have felt that you carry more weight on a daily basis. I'm so glad that you have found that. Because, if you don't say that, if ladies were not to be here to say that, they would say, no, Pastor Sunday is just talking about married women. Because though they have children, they have to go to work, how can you understand that? But you are a single girl, young girl, but you know what I'm talking about.
I know that this platform, is, anyways, it's conservative, of course, but I'm going to use this example that when a man, is trying to change into a woman, he has to take hormones. And the thing that you'll notice, like you can go on YouTube, the thing that you'll notice that he will say is the hardest thing is the amount of emotions he has to get used to. That it is so much, he actually thinks he's losing his mind.
Wow.
So if you can imagine that, if you can imagine having so many emotions come at your mind, and this is just what we're born into, but even just hearing someone who's trying to change into a woman from a man, and he's saying that was the most difficult, where he wanted to turn back and say, I don't want this anymore, was because of the amount of hormones that were flooding him with emotions from 1 hour, like Pastor Sunday said, to the next. And we do that, and we don't even consider it unfair, because it's just what we were born into. But I think, like Pastor Sunday said, that's our strength, is that we can handle so many things at once, and continue to function without losing our minds. So
We have
Or try not
a
to.
rather older lady here, in the sense that she's married, because she will be able to talk for the people, not just who are single like you, who are already feeling it, but someone who has responsibilities as well. Like because she's married and she has kids, she will be able to tell us as a grown-up person, somebody how does what is that? Do you agree to some extent with some of the things that I allude to this morning?
Good morning, Pastor, and good morning, everybody. This is Chinua here again. Pastor, I need to say thank you to you, because you have taken a very big step in researching on everything that pertains to human living. And this is one of the things that came out from that. You see, I've always said that most of your messages are so different. People don't talk about it, pastors don't even preach about them. Why? Because they have also not taken time to do a research to understand what actually involves in a particular activity, whether it's a woman or man or even building a house, whatever it is. So what I can say based on what you taught us yesterday is that everybody needs to research on any particular element of thing that they have planned to take out. That will enable us to understand what is in it. Now, for women, like you said, we are wired differently from the men. And like my friend Caroline has said, to be honest, even as a single person, I went through a lot, bearing a lot of things, shouldering things, also based on cultural expectations as well. So, as a married woman, I don't know, maybe those who are watching at home, whether family or friends, I'm sorry if I'm going to offend you, but I have to say it the way I feel it. We do a lot. We shoulder a lot. We might not be physically strong, but mentally, psychologically, to be honest with you, it's just too much. It's an overload. It is an overload.
But we don't hear that a lot.
Yes.
We hear that from our wives. But when we hear that from our wives, we think she's nagging. There's a word people use. They say nag. They don't even say that about the men. But why is it that the women, they just stigmatize them, and that just puts it about, okay, she just did that. So it's not about nagging, eh?
I think it might just be the way we communicate, and also the way the men understand us. Because if you are able to...
No, we don't know it's serious, that is true. You say you carry a lot.
Yes, it's a lot. Because you just like you said, you've explained it there. To be honest, I didn't want to go through it. It's just for me to confirm what you've said. You are doing school run, you are doing this. At some point, I must confess, I had to develop blood pressure, because I'll go to school run, I'll do this, I'll go to work, I'll take this child to, I'll do this, because the man has gone out to work, which is a straightforward business. That's what they know. But you come back, you need to cook. And
well,
you
need to work, don't you?
This is it. I work as well. But what I'm saying is that I always say this. If you feel I'm a human being like you, and you have the same blood flowing in me, you should be able to understand that you feel the same thing I feel. We have the same feelings. So if you are going to hurt me or do things to actually make me feel bad, think about it this way. If I do the same thing, how would you feel? Which is the reason why people will say, you know what, tit for tat, let me do it back and see what happens. It's a process, and it's a way of learning. So for me, honestly, I think it's just understanding who you are with, and how you communicate your issues. It's good to sit down in the table and, air your views in a very, subtle manner, and expect the partner to have an understanding. so that you can come to a conclusion on how you're going to deal with things. There will always be problems. Nobody's going to run away from it. But it's our ability to understand each other, listen to each other, and put a plan in place to resolve these issues.
You spoke about blood pressure.
Yes.
So there's health situations that come out of this pressure.
Yes. It's stress. Of course, they define stress as your inability to cope with certain things. Okay? You start with stress, then your physical health depends on who you are anyway. Your physical health becomes compromised. Sometimes it leads to depression. Yeah, people get so depressed because they can't find a way out. They can't deal with this anymore, which is why some people, smart enough, they run out of the relationship. You know what? Okay. I can do this. So some people say, I can't do it. Yes, to just get out of it. But some people, because of cultural expectation, I don't want my family to say I couldn't stay in marriage. I'm tarnishing the family's name. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. They stay in it. And at the end of the day, a lot of things come out of it. Cancer, depression, and all these so-called long-term illnesses come out of it. And, we're all different with different personalities. Some people can cope with things. And that is why we actually develop resilience. Sometimes we say, you know what, okay, I'm going to be a man now to fight back. That's what some people do. While some people just wallow in depression and end. It's unfortunate, but this is life. We have to start creating awareness.
I showed a photograph, an image of the moods of the ladies, how many changes during the day. But men don't even have maximum 3 times. If your mood changes 3 times as a woman, as a man, you're already in problem. Yes.
Can I say something? You talked about mood swing. I read a lot about menopause. And of course, scientists say you can start from early 30s or something. I'm sorry to say this. I experienced it. Fortunately, I read about it before I experienced it. And what I did is to call my husband and say, listen, let me warn you. These are the likely things that you can experience or you are likely to experience from me. Don't take it personal. It's just the hormones. Okay? And in the middle of winter, when it's cold, I'm so hot. And if you're on the bed with me, what will happen? I'll take off the duvet. So a man will react to that. You are disturbing me, I need to sleep. But I warned him. Headache, irritability, even going to work sometime becomes an issue because I don't have the energy. You understand? And some people become anemic. And the children are there. You're still going to do that. Okay, imagine the man has gone to work. In that state, oh God, it is well. It is well. I can only say that.
But men don't understand these things. But even the men that are here, they are hearing these things for the first time and they don't even have understanding how bad things are. Or what women go through. You want to comment on that? Please, sir.
Good morning, everyone there. My name is Lemi Benga Yodele. To the glory of God, I'm a pastor and I'm married. Sincerely speaking, I want to thank God for this, which I'm hearing this morning. It is more of a deliverance for me, for my family, and even for the old generation. Because when Pastor was showing us this, the emojis, my impression was like, that is what he does. That is what he shows to show us. But now hearing the woman here talking, my impression now is like
it is the truth.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking.
So it's not just the emojis. It's not just.
So sincerely speaking, the problems which we have as men, first thing is the tradition, the way we were brought up. We were not being tutored to know that the women or our wives that that they are carrying burdens, that they are carrying loads on their heads. And we believed
you should speak louder.
So what we believe is that we are doing the right thing, just to go to work, give them money, that is all. Even when they are complaining, we believe like these people, they talk too much. Why can't they do that? I think the best thing for me now is I want to appreciate the women, and I want to beg you all on behalf of all the men. we are sorry. I'm sorry. Personally to my wife, I'm sorry. This is a place of deliverance for me. To be sincere, when we get home, we will improve on this too. Because they've gone through a lot. Sincerely speaking, they've gone through a lot. And all we can just do is we promise to change. We promise you, we are assuring you that there will be a change. And
just because we didn't know.
Because
that's what I'm saying.
because we didn't know. To me, that's why I said tradition. And nobody taught me this. Nobody told me this. And I just believe I was doing it the way, that is the way I was brought up. And again, to this woman, I wasn't in their position. There was no empathy in this thing. And whatever they do, I believe that is what that's how God ordained them. And again, too, for me to hear again that they have that feeling that this thing is becoming too much for them. Then all along, I believe God must have created them for that, or like that. But now they are bearing this thing and they can't express themselves. And when they express it, we misunderstand them. So, which is additional burden onto this, onto our sisters, our mothers, our wives. So, sincerely, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We are sorry.
Men don't take it serious. We don't take this thing serious. Even when you talk like that. So that's why the pastor is so sincerely apologizing. No, we never took this thing serious.
Well, it's good that this platform is on, because so many people will watch and probably send it to their friends and brothers and God knows who. So that
yes, by the way, if you have not shared the link, please go ahead and press the share button. Under this video, there is a share button. Let's spread the word.
So that they can reflect on what's going on. If we are creating awareness like this, people will actually go back and think and say, because we all have sisters, we all have brothers, so why do you treat me that way? Why do you make me feel this way? You have sisters. If another man should treat your sister this way, how would you feel? Of course, people don't have emotions. People are different. Yes. But, it's good to have an understanding. The word of God says that love conquers all. You say you love somebody, you go through this and that, but they don't understand that there's certain elements, very minute elements in that love that is not actually applicable, in the sense that they don't know that it's happening. It's a voluntary thing. It does all of it. But I really thank God for your life, Pastor, because you have done so much. But we need to be educated on this issue, whether it's a man or woman. We have our own problems as well.
So I'm so happy that the pastor said that those emojis, when I showed them, she was just thinking, this just Bible, they just. But so many people are thinking like that, the men who are watching now. So the fact that you are confirming it.
Okay, let me tell you something. I'll give you an example. By the way, whatever I'm saying is my true life story. I'm not making it up. Or maybe something I've experienced from other places. There was something you mentioned, Pastor, and I laughed about it because he said sometime somebody came to your house and, inconvenienced your wife. This is what is expected. It's an expectation. I might be home resting. I want to take a nap after going to work and doing all these heavy loads here and there. And all of a sudden, unannounced, somebody comes in. I'm expected to go and start cooking. You understand? It's an expectation. What will I say? To tell my husband, oh, I'm tired, I can't do it. Then you'll be seen as this, God knows what kind of wife I'll be. We want to impress. But, there is just so much you can do. This is what I'm saying. Does he understand? Does he know that what he is doing is actually killing you? That is what I'm saying. I am saying that they don't, just like you said, Pastor, they don't have an understanding. I forgive the past. Let it be. But from now onwards, with this new revelation, I will expect changes. I will expect people to go back and say, you know what? I haven't been doing it right. I haven't been doing it right. So there's going to be changes. It's a transformation. So we have to give the chance. Ladies, I'm so sorry, but, I'm not supporting anybody, but I'm thinking as a Christian and I'm thinking as a human being. We should give these men the chance. Give them the chance. Spread this word. Let it go around. And then let's sit back. Give them time. Because change takes time. But give them the opportunity to make effort. Because with time, every little step they take to make the changes, things will get better. That is my belief. I believe things can get better, even though some people are wired in a way that their mindset cannot be shifted. But at least if we are able to get 80% to actually change, the world will be a better place and we'll be happy.
Yeah, I think what she was saying about expectation, it's funny because, you know, in centuries prior, women have only been expected to be keepers of the home. And in recent centuries, now we've been moving into the working field. But instead of our priorities shifting to empowering a woman to be her full potential, we've just added the two together.
Okay.
We've just added the housewife and the working woman together and expected her to be perfect all in one. So you're almost carrying the burden of, you're almost carrying the burden of two stereotypical genders. You're expected to be top of your field, and you have to work 10 times as hard even to be considered equal. And then at the same time, you also have to go home and then have everything pristine and put together. Otherwise, you're seen as chaotic and a mess of a woman. You know, if your home and your work life, your career, your dreams, your appearance, everything is not in pristine, perfect order, then you are. People look down on you. People don't. They think of you as less of a woman because you can't keep everything together. And I believe in the progress that we've made as far as encouraging women to find their destiny and their potential and everything. But what has happened is that we've just added load. We haven't relieved them of anything. We've just added more things to worry about, more things to keep perfect, which is impossible. But it's expected of us. It's expected of us from the time we start school. You know, you're not only you can't just be intelligent. You have to be intelligent and pretty. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be in your books. You also have to be have a boy or attract a guy. You have to have a boyfriend. You have to be the perfect daughter. You have to be all of these perfectionist ideals. Like, it's almost like we're not really human beings. Like she said, it's not like you think I'm a human being. It's like you think I'm some kind of image or some kind of thing that needs to be kept up, to keep itself up,
What is this understanding, all these things we're discovering and talking about?
Hello, my name is Ladi Shoronke. I'm actually a dentist. I should know better. I know the physiology of a woman. I know the anatomy. I know all those things. But to tell you the truth, having been married for 25 years, I'm still ashamed to tell you that some of these things that are coming out, it took me a while. I remember even after being married for 20 years, one day my wife told me that, honey, I don't feel good. I have joint pains, and immediately I should get into physician mode and try to diagnose and treat her. My wife's blood concentration level was so dangerously low that even complaining to me that she's having some symptoms, I still didn't get it. I just thought, I'll go take some paracetamol and leave me alone. I mean, women need to be tuned in, just like you've heard the women say, that sometimes, I don't know, we think they are mechanical. We think they should just suck it up. I mean, things are changing. Their body is changing. My wife had 2 children for me, and I'm grateful for both of them. So I'm looking at some of the things that she goes through. Even as a physician that's supposed to know better, we still don't know. But she will, in fact, she has a common saying. When she tells me something and I say, what did you say? You just said, forget it. And I'll be like, oh my God, what did I do? 25 years have taught me just to be tuning to whatever they say, even the minutest things that they say. Sister Chinwe was talking about having hot flashes. I didn't know. I would just find out that my wife doesn't like the comforter. So when I get to bed, she's sleeping on the comforter, and I'm so inconvenienced, and I get mad. And well, luckily we have 2 bedrooms. I'll take my clothes and go to the other bedroom. And we need to be sensitive. We need to tune in. These women are not mechanical. We need to listen to them. We need to hear what they're saying, especially when they complain of pain. We just need to be extra, extra careful, because women generally will not complain. I'm the kind of guy that just goes to work and work like 12, 14 hours before coming home. And I expect my wife to do everything. To go to soccer games, go to piano lessons, acting lessons, and she'll be driving up and down. And on top of that, she was also taking care of her sick mother. And many times when I look back, I just feel ashamed that I've spent so much time keeping up appearances, that I've left her with so many things. And on behalf, just like Pastor Lemmy said, on behalf of all the men, we just don't know better. And I'll just implore men, don't wait till your wife tells you. Please tune in.
Don't wait till she breaks down.
Don't wait.
Because some of them, they don't even succeed in telling you, they break down before we even notice. Because anytime they try to tell us anything, we think it's just a capriciousness. It's just hilarious nature. It's just she's just the one complaining as usual. And then they break down.
You're absolutely right, Pastor. And I think what we need to do is to really understand, just like Pastor Sunday has been saying, our women are not our robots. We can travel to Japan if we need a robot and get one. But if you want a wife, treat her like a lady. Thank you, Pastor Sunday.
Okay, you are a young man here. Would you like to contribute to this discussion?
Yeah.
What is this thing, all these things you are hearing today, these pictures, these images I showed, these things the ladies are saying, what's going through your mind?
For me, it's quite shocking. Good morning, everyone. My name's Kevin. To me, it's quite shocking that a woman would go through those emotional state of minds, goes through that amount in a day, whereas as a guy, it's like we're almost mechanical with the way we think. So, we could just go through the day and, maybe 1 or 2 things might have annoyed us or whatever, but that's just about it. But a woman, the pressures that a woman has to go through, the pressures that she would face at work, the pressures that she would face, thinking about, what she needs to, worrying about the children and then cooking and even her own self-esteem as well. So it's quite a lot.
It's louder, speak louder.
Oh, sorry. So yeah, it's quite a lot that a woman will go through, so many different things, and then us as men, we're not as emotional as a woman, so we kind of just, we'll just talk based on how we're unemotional, and we'll just expect them to just get it right away. And I've kind of been like that before. Like when I speak to some of my female friends, I'll be like, can't you just do this, or just do this, or just put it aside. But coming to understand that women deal with more emotions. So for me, it's enlightened me to the fact that when I want to relate to a woman, I have to consider all these different things and to think ahead before I just say something to them. Think ahead on what this action I'm about to do. Is it going to add to their? Is it going to add to the problems that they constantly deal with, or am I going to make their life easier, better?
What are you people? What can you ladies say to help them? I am saying what I know, right? But what from the side of the ladies? Would you like to tell him, or tell him, or tell him?
You want to go?
Well, I think I would like to tell the men in my life to do not cease in trying to understand. Even when you think you get it, make sure that she knows that you got it. Make sure that you check with her, because like Pastor is revealing to us now, we have completely different ways of communication. So we have to make the extra effort. We have to make the extra effort. It can't just be, tell me what's going on, and she tells you and go, okay, and then you try and fix it. Make sure that you understand her, what she's going through. Go the extra mile for her, because it's not something you can play with. You know, when we do not understand the opposite sex and we mistreat them, we mistreat ourselves. We shortchange ourselves. And so it is essential not only for her but for you. If you want the best woman in your life, you need to go the extra mile to put into her, because that's how we're designed. We are designed to multiply what we are given. If we're given hurt, we will multiply it. You will also get hurt. Go the extra mile, not only for her, but for yourself. Yes, I think that's what I would like to say. Don't, review, just reflect on what you say to her, how you treat her. Even if you just take, a day just to sit down with her, like Pastor was telling us, he sits down with his wife. He actually sets aside a time to spend time with her.
Every day.
To look her in the eye, to ask her how her day was, to check in with her. Why don't we do that? Why don't we do that? It would save us so much headache, so much buildup of resentment,
Right. For me, I would say, do not forget the days of your courtship. Do not forget, because the days of courtship for some people are the best of their days. Why? You want to woo a woman and you go off your way to do all these things. You come in and look at your wife or your girlfriend, she doesn't look the same. You want to find out. Men need to develop this observational skill. They need time to sit down and ask their wives or their sisters or mothers what is going on. Because if your countenance change, which are those emotions, you will know that something is not right. You will know. But if you pretend it's not a big deal, it's nothing, and walk away, obviously it's going to cause more problem than there is. Because the woman will feel neglected, the woman will feel that you don't care about them, you're not paying attention to their needs, and just like Caroline said, you will just multiply your problems because they will give it back to you. Some people will give it back to you, some people will keep quiet. But in all I want to say, I'll repeat it again. Women, we need to start speaking out anytime there's an issue. Please calm yourself down. Find a very subtle way to, give the message across. Whether they listen to you or not, play your own part. Secondly, we need to start educating our men, whether it's in churches or clubs or everything. I know that they will say women gossip and men discuss. Try and discuss it among yourselves to understand what's going on. You share this information. People don't like talking about their issues because, they don't want people to laugh at them or to use them as gossip. But that is the only way you will understand what is going on in other people's house. In my language, we say that when you go to, I just use any name, somebody else's house and come back to you find out that what you saw there could actually be happening in my own house as well. So what do? You find a way to sit together and talk about these things. Find a way to resolve them. After all, you asking somebody to stay with you, to be with you, there is something you saw in them in the first place. So what has gone wrong? We can develop ourselves. If there's something your wife is doing that you think you don't appreciate, talk about it. And the woman, please be receptive. Work on it and see how you can, make things better. To be honest with you, it's very frustrating, and we have easy way out, which is, of course, leaving the relationship and going. It's an easy way out, but it's not easy because the women suffer more. The children are involved. We need to separate issues. I want to come home and find out that the plate is not washed, I'll go in and wash it. But I don't want my husband to come back. Why haven't you washed this plate? You went to work, I went to work. So can't you help me? So a lot is expected. That's the only thing. But we need to start making people understand how we feel, what's going on in our head, and let them find ways of resolving these issues with us. That's just all I can say, because to be honest with you, I feel frustrated myself because I cannot get through to somebody. When you are able to get through to somebody, at least you know that, okay, I get it. It's a silent killer. Some people are quiet, but that quietness, oh my God, it will destroy somebody. I'd rather remain an extrovert than be an introvert.
Okay. I will ask you ladies about two images. This is an image here of a man and of a woman. You might want to come here and help me out. I don't know if it's visible or not. Does anybody know what is happening here? Do you know what's happening here? Mm-hmm. This is a girl, a lady, trying to pack to travel. So a whole week she's been trying to pack. And this is a man trying to pack as well to travel, but 5 minutes. It took him 5 minutes before going out. 5 minutes to go, he's packed his bag. For a whole week, this lady is struggling here. You know what men's response are? We laugh. We trivialize it. We make fun of the ladies. We laugh it off. Because we are thinking the women are just capricious. We are thinking that the women are just stupid. This is because we don't know the composition of women. Now let me explain to you why that happens. It's because of this. For her to take a decision, it goes through all her system. Millions of thoughts are coming to her mind. There is no decision that a lady takes. There is nothing that a lady decides without it passing through her emotions, her feelings, her mind, her thoughts, her body, her heart, everything, even things around her. Because for her to pack that bag, she's thinking of the child, she's thinking of her menstruations, she's thinking of her bag, she's thinking of her, shopping, she's thinking of her, she's thinking about you, she's thinking about home, it's not because she's foolish or she's indecisive, it's just because, okay, let me just do this. You saw that picture. Please go and answer me. You saw that picture of the lady, this picture here that I just showed. This picture here. You saw this picture.
Yes.
I'm sure you've heard people talk about it. And, people just trivialize it. I'm now telling men that we are laughing at things that we don't understand. And this is somebody's life. And we just trivialize it. What do you ladies want to tell us about that?
It's really interesting, that picture, because I think I've always kind of been envious of the fact that a man can make a decision and just stick with it. I think a woman does the same thing. We can make a decision, and then it's like God wired us to have about 10,000 different voices that also give us suggestions about the decision that we just made. So if you could imagine just 100 people coming up to a man and saying, oh, you made this decision? What about this? What about this factor? What about that factor? What, you can imagine how mad that man would get, how annoyed that man would get.
Chase him away and fight.
Exactly. So this is what we have. This is what we have like with us all the time. You know, if I wake up and I decide to wear this sweater, I'm thinking, okay, it's not too revealing on the top. Okay, I'm thinking about all this kinds of different things. Like I'm thinking about, okay, it's going to be
I was wondering why
cold.
you putting that over there.
Oh, yes. It's not, I mean, yeah, but that's the thing. You know, I'm thinking, I picked this up and I'm thinking, oh, well, you know, it's going to be cold today, so I'm going to wear a sweater. Oh, but it's just plain. So, and I don't want to look kind of drab on camera if we're going to be on camera, so I'll put flowers. I mean, like, all of this stuff, you think you're laughing. It's funny. But this is not like I want to make 20,000 decisions, but the suggestions are all there. Do you know what I'm saying? The 100 people are there, already there with me, saying, "But what about this? But what about that?" But you know, and it's complicated when you have expectations from society, like you know, you don't want to be too revealing, or you don't want to be too all this kind of exactly. And so these suggestions multiply even more. You know, it becomes 100 times the 100. Because you're also thinking, okay, what's the expectation of the people who are going to see me when I get there?
Serious?
You know, it's and you're thinking for a whole world as well as yourself.
So when men now begin to, you know, there is a big controversy about me going on right now. YouTube, that I said no man should intrude into the life of any lady, telling her what is the length of her dress that she's supposed to wear. The way you cannot imagine how many attacks I'm receiving, letters I'm receiving every day, because I said no man, husband or pastor should trivialize themselves, should be so frivolous to be going to the life of a girl, a member, just because she's my member, just because she comes to my church. That's a photo. And now I should be measuring for her the length. Right? But what she's going through? So I made a statement and I said, no man should be telling a lady the length of her skirt. It's not his business. And they said, okay, what about but the husband should tell her that. I said, no. Trust her. They said, but the pastor should tell her that. I said, no. Preach the truth. So that's how all the attacks came against me. So I didn't even know the depth of what you're saying now. That she needs to consider like 100 voices, options.
Yeah, I mean, she's not asking these different suggestions to come. It's just they're all there, like the picture shows of the swirling colors. Yes. They're all just there. The suggestions are, as soon as you make the decision, the 100 suggestions have already come up. Do you know what I'm saying?
If you're thinking my church members are going to see this, or
Exactly. You have to think about where you're going, who's going to be there, who's going to see you, what does it look like, what does it appear like, what are you going to come off as, what is this going to mean 2 weeks later, what is this going to mean about yesterday?
It's not possible.
Did I wear this yesterday? Oh,
no,
they're going to think I don't have clothes. I mean, all of these, I'm just saying maybe 15 suggestions. There's about 100 more that, and we're not even saying them out loud.
Are you serious? Is it true?
It's true. I mean, here's the thing. You guys think this is something huge. For us, this is just, we've lived with this.
Every
you know what
day.
I'm saying? It's not, for us, this is just how it is. But it becomes a big shock and a big burden when you don't get it. Just like it will become, it's a shock to you that you don't understand this. It's a shock to us that you don't understand how many things that are going on. Even if you ask us a question, where do you want to eat? And we can't decide. And we say, why don't you decide? The reason why we're asking you to decide is because we have about 20 different scenarios that we've already played in our head. it's better if you just decide. You know, like, but it's funny. But
She's right. She's right. It's just that I see it as women being very analytical and considerate.
Okay.
Yeah, and this might actually come from their experiences.
No, but what about when men just, laugh and say, you are troublesome, you are not.
Because they don't understand it. It's still lack of understanding. They don't know. So they need to learn women. In fact, I like your school of thought, the way you do things. Everybody's not going to like it. I like it not because you are kind of siding women, no, but because
and that's what
you have
people are
seen.
writing here.
Well, that's
why
it.
did I say it's different between men and women when I'm only talking about women? That I'm only siding women. That's what people
Okay,
are writing
yes,
right
they would think about it that way. But for me, people have different understanding. For me, I felt you have looked into all these things. They had meaning to you. And now you are expressing it to others so that they have the same understanding. Why don't you send them to go and do their research? Maybe that's a better way.
They don't go.
No, let them go and do the research. If somebody has taken their time to do a research, to disseminate that this is what is going on, you need to know what's going on around you to help you. And you are there criticizing it, saying, oh, you are doing this. Okay, whatever. Let it be. Let it be. The fact is that knowledge is power. The Bible said that ignorance is what is making us to fail.
Perish.
To perish. But you have taken your time, devoted your time to understanding women. To be honest with you, nobody will say that everything you are saying here is true. If it's not applicable to one man, it's applicable to the other. You're not talking to a particular person. What I'm saying, based on experience, it might not just be what I have experienced as a person, but I have friends, I have family members, women who've been through things. I talk to them. Look, it's easy to counsel people. Oh, it's going to be all right, this and that. But when it comes to you, you'll be so confused, you don't know what to do. You wouldn't know what to do. Because you are considering, oh, my mother-in-law say, oh, my sister-in-law say, oh, this friend say, they will see me as this. Because this is what they know. So women are just like, I don't know. And we're time bombs, honestly. When it gets to the point where we blow, bam, that's it. Finito.
Because it's a state of
enough.
frustration.
Yes.
Okay, I would like some of the men here to talk as well, but before then, let me show you another photograph, which is similar to what I just showed you before. And I might need, please look at this other picture here. Now, this is a girl and a boy waking up in the morning and getting ready for work. So the man wakes up at 7 o'clock and 7:10 is already out, going out of the house, dressed. You know what he did? It went, took a shower, went to the bathroom, dressed, that's all. Straightforward. Maximum 30 minutes is done. Every man knows what this is when they have to wait for their wives. Now, the lady also woke up at 7 o'clock, the same time they woke up. But 7:30, he has gone long time since 7:10, but she's still there, 7:30, 8:30, 9:30. It's only 9:30 that she's going out of the house, 9:30. Not 7:30, she woke up 7 o'clock, 1 hour, 2 hours, 2.5 hours. But this 10 minutes later. Every man knows that. Well, you know what men talk about themselves, among themselves about this? They laugh, they point fingers, they accuse, they put women down. But let me tell you again why this is happening. Don't go, please. I'm sorry for touching you.
Oops, sorry.
Why is this happening? And what does this mean? This is happening because of this. Help me help them explain this, Caroline, this picture. I've been trying to explain it all this week, that the men, these are the men, all things is separate in them, emotions, feelings, body, everything. But then for the woman, everything is intertwined. Did you hear my explanation?
Yes.
Ever?
Yes.
That for the woman, for her to take a decision, it goes through many processes. Everything is intertwined. Emotions, her feelings, her heart, and everything she sees, everything she hears, everything. So before a decision is made, she has to bring them out of all these considerations. Okay, I would like to let you ladies explain to me again. What is your explanation of a girl, of a man waking up, a man and a woman waking up at the same time, 7 o'clock, 30 minutes later or 10 minutes later, the man is out of the door, he's gone. And the woman is still sitting down and wondering what she wants to do, what she would do, and it takes her so long. Because we laugh at that. We trivialize that, frankly speaking. What do you tell us? Who wants? Yes.
Okay. From the picture, you can all see that the man only took care of his need.
Okay.
Yes, he took care of his need because he's thinking.
Louder.
The man took care of his need because he's just thinking of going to work. And the things, the activities that he had to do to get to work is probably go and have a shower, brush, put on the clothes, and off they go. But the woman takes longer. Why? Because the woman wakes up, going to think about preparing food, thinking about what's going to happen when the children come. I need to get the children ready, take them to the nanny, the safety of the children. I need to make food for my husband in case he comes back. Even the woman will make the breakfast before the man leaves and put it in the bag and say, honey, that's your breakfast or that's your lunch. So we are doing the job, but we don't get the credit. So what we should do is actually reverse it. Let's get ready and go and let the man do all this and see what time they finish. To me, that's what I think it should be. I mean, if I'm wrong, sorry guys, let's try it. Because it's good to actually give yourself a break one day or 1 week and ask the man to take your role while you take the man's role. Maybe that will help us have an understanding of what the women are going through. And I tell you, you will end up forgetting your child in the bath. Yes, you will forget your child in the bath or forget to pick your child up from the nursery because you're thinking from all those pictures that Pastor has showed, you are just thinking of one thing. You want to go to work and come back. That's where your mind is. But the woman is thinking of all these different things. How am I going to do it to make it best, to make it better? You know, all this information in our head. We're trying to put it together. And you see, some men will tell you you are not organized. Yeah, they will tell you you're not organized. Meanwhile, there are this multitask that you need to really put together before going to the same work that he has gone. So, Pastor, what I'm saying is, please, try and organize a seminar where the women would go on holiday, take a break for a week, and allow the men to take care of the home. After that, I tell you, 28% at least will improve.
Thank you. Now, but you are talking about your own situation as a married woman. But, you know, in that situation as well, in those photographs, you could also see that the woman is also considering other internal things for her. What to wear, how to pick it, what choice to make, all those things. You know, even she's a single woman, it's still the same process. How do you explain that to me?
Actually, I thought she was going in a different direction, so I'll kind of say a similar thing. But like she said, in the photo, the man is only thinking about his need. But when a woman's putting on makeup, when she's putting on clothes, when she's choosing colors, when she's choosing shapes, she's choosing all those things not for herself. She's not going to see herself that whole day. She's thinking about who's going to look at her. You know what I'm saying? As if we're just talking about getting ready instead of aside from all other tasks. There is in every decision, you're not just considering how you're affected. You're not just considering how you're affected. You're considering how everybody who is going to be involved with you is also going to be affected by the choice that you made. And that extends far beyond clothes. If I choose to go to school, for instance, if I choose to go to university, I'm not just choosing to go to university because I want to go to university. I'm choosing to go to university because my friends are going to university. I don't want them to think that I'm unintelligent. My parents probably will be proud of me if I go to university. I want to, continue the legacy of going to university. Like there's a bunch of considerations as far as the people in your life when you make a decision. Whereas I don't know, I'm not a man, but I'm pretty sure if a man makes
I don't
a decision,
think anybody at all. I don't even remember they exist. A man doesn't even remember they exist. Even your wife, you don't remember she exists.
When you're making a decision, and that's why I said that sometimes I'm envious, because when a man's making a decision, he's only focusing on the things that affect him, and he's not considering. This is the thing that makes us upset, but he's not considering us or
that's why
children,
our wives get annoyed that we didn't even think about them, because we are not thinking about them at all, because it's not their own business we think.
But yeah, so in the picture, the man is thinking about his needs, right? What he needs right now. We're thinking
straightforward,
exactly.
very straightforward.
Right. I need clothes on my body so that I don't get taken to jail. But I need to look somewhat decent today because I'm going to work. A woman is thinking, okay, I'm going to meet Betty after work. We're going to go to this restaurant, so I should probably bring some shoes as well. But at work, I know I'm going to be more conservative, so I'm going to wear this purple. I don't want to wear, bright colors because I don't want the boss to notice that I'm leaving earlier today. It's just like we're thinking, we're like mini mad scientists when it comes to decision making. Just throwing a bunch of chemicals together, and we know which ones are going to work and which ones are not.
So your mind is always working or what?
Yes. Oh, many women will say my brain never turns off. In fact, some women will be attracted to men who make them not think, like who make them laugh, or make them enjoy life, or make them not think about the worries, because their minds is always, and that's one of the things that a lot of women fall in love with. They say a lot of women like humorous guys because it makes you not think about the 20,000 things that are always going on.
Would that explain also why some women take to drinking?
Maybe there's a lot of different things.
It is the same for men and women. You see, this is the thing.
But men don't have many thoughts like that.
No. What I'm saying is that when there's a problem, when there is an issue, whether you're a man or a woman, because you are made of the same, God knows, blood and everything. If you cannot cope with it, once stress sets in, you have to find a solution. Which is why some women end up talking to people. They don't care. They just want to, verbalize whatever it is to get their peace. Some people take to drinking because they feel when they drink, they forget a temporary thing. Some people go into drugs. And it's the same thing that some people find solace in other men. You see, so these are all factors that actually push women into doing certain things that we now turn around and say, look at your behavior, look at the way you are behaving. But nobody knows the underlying
Jesus!
Yeah, what caused it. We only look at the surface of the behavior we see. But underneath, there is something going on. Well, African women don't like going for counseling so that you don't talk about them. You understand? But it's a solution, giving you an idea how you can cope with what you are seeing. You understand? But when that is not there, well, the next available thing will be to do the best I can. It could just be drinking. It could be sleeping around because the other man will understand you and say, you know what, don't worry, I'll look after you. That's when we're vulnerable. And that's why the Bible also said that do not allow your what? Your anger to stay overnight. I'm sorry, I might not quote it well, but that's what it means. Because once you switch off and you're looking for your male friend, close friend to talk to, the next thing they'll start telling you things that will make you feel good. Before you know it, you become vulnerable to them. They abuse you. Or it could be, voluntary, whatever. But that is one of the things. There are underlying things. I said to people, I'd rather talk than sweep things under the carpet. Because whether we like it or not, when you step on it, the film comes out. Somehow it will happen. So let's not tell ourselves lies out there, women. These things happen. It has happened. It is the truth. So we need to face it.
Okay, so you saw those photographs.
Yes, sir.
You saw those photographs. The first one was, no, the second one was how she was dressing. The first one was the packing of bags and traveling. Don't tell me that you have not noticed those things in your own wife too.
Thank you again, Pastor Sonny.
You might not know the reason why they do it.
Yes, to start with, I want to believe, Pastor, flesh and blood has not revealed this to you. It is the Spirit of God that is telling you, and just to deliver this generation. I mean, in all things, concerning the packing, I believe it's because we men, we think only about ourselves. We think only about where we're going. Think less about the women. Think less about the children. Think less about any other thing. So that's just it about that. We are very, use the word selfish, quote unquote. Men forgiving, but that is the truth. We think only about ourselves without thinking about them. And at the end of it all, we will even still shout at these ladies, or these our wives, that you've been doing this thing for a long time. Why can't you do it instead of? And we will not even go there and help. But we are not helping because it doesn't occur to us. That is it. What I'm saying now is I'm generalizing it. There are some men that they know this and that, but not the real percentage of it. The greater percentage of it is we don't know. We just don't know, because if it's known to us, we need to empathize or sympathize with our women. And it's not how long in your marriage that matters. I've married for almost 22 years now. But some of these things, I mean, it's just being revealed to me. And I'm grateful to God that my wife is still alive, so that she would live to see the changes in my life, in this thing. Because I just kept on thinking, what if she had died through all this? I would still blame her. Ooh. But now I've known better. And again, all I can just tell our wives is, or the women, please pass this, let your feelings be made known. Not only when you are angry, not only when you are not happy, when you are in a good state, tell your spouse, let them know. Although it might be difficult because of our background, because we believe you are very lazy, you complain a lot. My mother did this, my auntie did this, my sister must have done this without complaining. But please and please and please, our coping capacity differs. And because of that, let's just empathize with our women and do the needful just to be of help. Not only to them, to ourselves. When Sister Shima was talking, she made mention of when the temperature is this, or when they are at home, when one is feeling cold, when they want to sleep. So be sincere, even in my family, to the glory of God, I have two boys, or two young men now. One is 21 and one is 17. But what am I talking about? We have even given my wife names, because we call her the temperature. Because if she's cold, we believe everybody's cold. If she needs fan, everybody should need fan. If she doesn't want it, and we make jest of her, instead of her even to pity her, to help her, to assist her. So, but why are we doing this? Because we don't know.
So those boys must be taught these things too,
yes,
so that they don't treat their wives
that way. So sincerely, we have cheated on our wives, not in case of fornicating or adultery or this or that, but for not doing what we're supposed to do. Exactly, for not doing what we're supposed to do. And the innocent women, they kept on with this, coping with this, and still we are not appreciating them. So please, again, on behalf of all the men all over the world, please forgive us. and we promise you again.
But somebody is saying, a man is writing here, the woman too take advantage of you as a man if you become caring and attentive to them.
Yes.
So men are afraid that the woman will take advantage if they are caring and loving.
In what way?
No, because they're thinking she will be weak. She will be regarded as weak, and then men are always afraid that the woman will sit on their head, that they will become rappers of the world, women rappers.
Because of this tradition we're talking about.
Is she that heavy that you can't carry her on your head? I mean, so what if you're carrying her on your head? Isn't she your crown and glory? What are you talking about? I don't understand they
are thinking that she's going to exploit them.
I don't even understand the logic behind.
That's how men think. Unfortunately, selfishness. I think it's about selfishness.
I think that might just be a cultural thing.
Huh?
It might just be a cultural thing, cultural belief, what has been handed on to them.
Okay.
Like, to be honest with you, most of these things happening in Africa, within the African society, is mostly the upbringing. Because the parents, our parents, grandparents didn't know any better. People forget that things are changing. Change is constant. Things are changing. Those days, men go out and work and women sit down at home and do all these things. But now, women go to work, just like the men, like you said, share the bills, do all these things. So you could see that the majority of the load is actually shifted towards the woman. So why can't you treat me like a queen that I am? I am a queen. Like it or not, I am a queen, for God's sake. So I need to be treated like one. You go off your way to the... Pastor, you said something that really struck me, and I didn't look at it that way. I am comfortable in my father's house. You came and proposed to me, telling me, come with me, leave your father's name, I'll take care of you. That is a statement. Then I come to you. You want me to go back and answer the same name?
No, you neglect me.
That's what I'm saying. You neglect me. Therefore, I should go back and answer. No, I'm not going to go back. I won't go back. I have come to stay. And you know what? We need to work on it. It has to be worked out. You see, this is the problem. When there's so much ego, there's so much belief regarding what I've been taught. And let me tell you, some of these things are based on religious beliefs as well. Cultural and religious belief. And then the society. Because we have not realized who we are. We don't have pride. We don't know who we are. If only we can actually say, this is who I am. And I want to take a wife that will enable me go further and even help the woman to become. Because at the end of the day, like Caroline said, some people don't even go to school because they want to. They want to develop themselves in order to support the man, in the family. So, and I tell you something, I wouldn't say it's wrong for whoever that said the women, might take advantage. The fact is that it's a two-way business. You understanding me and me making an effort to understand you and appreciating you. I always say to somebody, take my strengths and work with me and help me identify my weaknesses and also put a plan in place to help me improve. But I have to be ready. I have to be ready to work with you. And okay, it all boils down to communication. How do we communicate? If you don't communicate these things, then it's not going to work.
Pastor, you heard what was said, that men are afraid also that the women, will take advantage of them if they become so caring and so loving.
Yeah, really, it may look that way, but if indeed you love your wife, you really want to show this love, you've brought her from a family or from a home that you want her to be your wife, you should be able to help. It's still part of the tradition we're talking about. It's still part of the religion issue that we're talking about. And because our upbringing is you are carrying your wife, either carrying it or you are a woman rapper or the woman is under you, you have to use your head to do something. But whichever, if you really love your wife, as Christ loved his church, I mean, what else again? Jesus Christ died for the church. Have you even done it to the extent of dying for your wife? No, no, not yet. So whatever you do, like I said, that was the time of ignorance, but now we've known better. Even if they are not even appreciating it, let us do what is expected of us to do. We need to take care of them. We've been told they are fragile. We've been told that they are weak. We've been told that they are not up to this. They are not there yet. So we think that we are strong, we think that we are in position to help, let us be of them. We are not even just helping them, we are helping ourselves. Just like Caroline said, whatever you give to a woman, she doubles it. She gives you double back. So if you help her in doing one thing, you get double in return. And if you make life unbearable, you get it in double too. I mean, in multiple fold. So I don't buy the idea. Before I used to think about it, to be sincere, better, there should be improvement. Having known better, I should be able to tell others too. So that's why I said it's not really the issue of the years now. It's not how long you've been on this thing. It's how effective you are. The effectiveness put into your marriage. Thank you very much, Pastor.
What about those pictures? You remember those pictures? I don't know if you saw them. The man, I mean, getting ready in 5 minutes or 10 minutes to go out, and he just makes his choice and he goes out. And then do you know the reaction of the men to ladies, not deciding, coming late, or getting dressed late? And then the other thing, when they're about to travel, the woman is been trying to put all the bags together and it's taking her forever. And for him, just like so. And how do men look at that? And what are you learning?
First of all, I can relate to the picture so easily. I can relate to the picture so easily, for one, because for me it doesn't even take that long to get ready and literally. And this is a fact. And I can say the day before we came here, I packed. That's the night I literally packed. I packed in probably like 45 minutes, or probably less than 45 minutes.
It's not taking a week?
Not a week, sir. And my mom was like, "Oh, you haven't packed." She just kept on, reminding me to go pack. I said, "Mom, don't worry, Mom. I know where all my things are. I could do it." And she's listening now. She probably nod her head now. I remember I was like, "Oh yeah, Mom, I can pack it up. I can do it real fast. So all my things, I know where they are."
And she's been worried that.
And boom. I mean, before we booked our flight, all my stuff was packed. My laptop's here, my phone, my clothes, everything. It didn't take me that long. So I was doing other things. I was able to do other things. And whereas, obviously my mom started packing a few days way before. So for me, I can relate to that. And generally on my day-to-day basis, living in London, it doesn't even take me that long to get ready. And you know what's funny again? I even up till today, I remember when I was a young kid and everything, and we'll be getting, my mom and my dad would be like, "Okay, we're gonna go to a party. We're going to a party at, I don't know, so time," and we'll be ready, like me and the rest of my brothers will be ready in probably 30 minutes or so, and we'll be waiting for our mum because she's doing the makeup and picking the dress that she wants to wear and everything, and we would just be wondering why does it take women that long to get ready? Like I just thought maybe they were just complicated human beings, because us guys, we already know what we're gonna wear. Boom. We know what shoes we're gonna wear. Boom. And then we're out. And it's like that every day. It's like a mechanical process. Literally, we don't need to think too much about it. When we're getting ready in the morning, okay, brush our hair and put cream in our hair, and that's it. We're out. We're not worrying too much. Is it too low? Is it too? We don't think like that. It's like we're not wired to think like that. But then, of course, a woman, they're still wondering, what is the back? Is it down enough? Is it, is it right? Is everywhere, And for me, it just shows that the complexities between a man's way of living and a woman's way of living, and the way how women think.
Actually, what was requested from us and required from us as men was actually to go and be supportive. We never even thought about it, that we needed to be supportive in them getting dressed and waiting to be there for them, be patient. Did you even know about that?
No way. I just thought, women are just complicated and in some areas. That was just the way I believed. I just believe that women were complicated and stuff.
What did you think about supporting her when she's getting those things?
Yeah, now I know better. But all along, to me, it's like God must have made mistake the way He made this woman. That is it. What does it take? But to me, before we get out, I'm sure. I think at times my wife will tell me, "Oh, this is what you wore last week or 2 weeks ago." To me, just put on something and go. That does it. But she will go. She will think about the color. She will think about. To me, it's like, what's wrong with this woman? Let's go. So really, no, really, and even unfortunately, my sons too, they are taking it. That is it. It's very unfortunate, but I think there will still be room for me to amend things because day to day, I don't want them now. I don't want them to imbibe what I mean. Really, let's be sincere. So because I've taken many things for granted. I've taken many. Not that I don't help. I do help, but not as expected. I do help. At times I go to the kitchen, but still.
At times?
Yeah, at times it's not always. So I go to the kitchen. When she's not around, at times I make food for her, this and that. But still, I just believe I'm not there fully. I'm not there fully. So forgive us.
Well, hello again. Let me just help some of the married men out there. This is what I found out when I started taking very careful look at why does it take my wife so long to pack? I realized that 2 months before we traveled, even before we bought the ticket, she's already thinking about who's going to do my nails. I need to make an appointment to do my hair. What kind of hairstyle do I have to do? And she's going to try every clothes that she's going to take with her. She's going to try every single one of them. If she thinks, oh, this one is too loose, I got to run to the tailor so they can repair for me. I want to make sure. Even then, they still forget things to pack. So this is what I realized, that I can be of help. So 2 months before we travel, I'm going to ask, honey, I'm going to bring the boxes out. I'm going to lay it out for you so you can start packing. Me, it takes me just a day, overnight. I'm already packed. So she knows. She just says, no problem for you. Please, can you have me call and make an appointment? So I began to think about what have I been doing to her all these years. When I just rush, I say, come on, let's go. And then we get into the car, she say, oh, this is not the shoe I want to wear. I'm wearing a golden shoe. I wanted to wear the silver one. I'm like, you look good, honey. Come on, let's go. Listen, if you're married out there, this is what the ladies are saying. You know those trinkets that they put in their hands? The jewelry? They need you to help them put the hook and eyes together, do all that. Not because they can't find somebody to do it, but they want you in the process. So you understand why it takes them so long to get ready. The hair has to be brushed down, has to be gelled, and has to go through a particular style. Be part of the process. Then you'll be able to understand how women think. And you'll be able to actually be patient with them when it comes to dressing up and packing and things like that. Been married for 25 years. I just started learning who my wife is. Wow. Just about 3 years ago. Wow. When we are empty nesters. Wow. There's some things that I just never noticed. Wow. And I'll be like, honey, why is it taking you an hour to dress? She will say, I'm a woman. Just give me time. I'm going to get there. I was like, have you always been like this? What happened to you?
Because you were at work.
Because I never noticed.
You were at work.
All of a sudden we're together and I have to relearn her all over again. So for you married people out there, let me tell you, The day you met them, just like Sister Chiwe said, remember the courtship times. They are still the same. They haven't changed. We just haven't noticed. So let's begin to learn them and begin to give them the honor that they need.
I will give the lady the opportunity to give their final words about all these things we're discussing.
Well, something actually came to mind because I remember I heard this quote like recently, but they said, you know, Adam was born into solitude as far as the earth was concerned. Mm-hmm. But Eve was born into a human relationship. Mm-hmm. You know, this is for us from the beginning. We need relationship. We need conversation. If Eve found any kind of new thing in the Garden of Eden, the first person she's going to talk to is Adam.
Yeah.
If Adam was in the garden, all he talked to is he told the animal his name and he went to bed. You know, it was just work and his life. You know, but when you kind of can put that illustration in your head, even from the beginning, that's just how God had it. This woman here is going to teach you how to converse with another human being. Okay. This human here is going to teach you how to raise up sons, how to raise up daughters, how to converse with other human beings instead of just thinking about yourself. This woman here is your textbook for humanity. You know? Likewise, this man here, you know, is going to keep you focused, is going to keep you concentrated, is going to keep you on the goal, is going to keep you on the target, on the task. You know, we're each other's textbook. So why don't we open each other up, you know, and read?
Sure.
Right, we've discussed everything. We've made our points. I think Pastor Sunday will say this time you don't need God to help you. You need to rethink. I'm just going to urge the women again to please find in your heart, forgive the men in your lives that have hurt you one way or the other, because I personally believe it could just be lack of understanding because they don't know any better. However, the men need to make an effort. We have help here. Pastor Sunday has done a lot of research and is telling us what is happening. At least let us borrow those ideas and put it into action, because I believe that we do not live in an island. For me to step out of my parents' home to go somewhere, it means I really want to be with you. Therefore, I expect you to also put in as much effort as you can to make it a home. I mean, the home is not for me alone, and it's not for you as a man alone. It is for both of us to bring up children, give them the right direction, show them what they should do, because we are preparing them to go out there. We're just trying to duplicate ourselves, because what we are doing at home is what our children is going to learn. So if we don't come up with a good profile, they might end up going the same way, unless, of course, they've got a different DNA. And as far as I'm concerned, environmental factors has a lot of impact on our behavior. So we need to teach our children, the girls, the boys, that everybody has value. We're all valuable people before God because He created us in His own image. Therefore, we need to treat one another with love, because love conquers everything. Thank you.
God help us and teach us to change, teach us to become who we need to become. And we are so grateful for this opportunity to learn. I'll be back tomorrow morning. Now we have to go for HMT, and we are going to have this HMT recorded and transmitted. So in the next 10-20 minutes, we're going to have a direct live broadcast of HMT. So those of you who are interested in the HMT or who want to join us on HMT, so today, congratulations, because not just in the evening, you'll be able to join us this morning as well. God bless. Bye.
Okay.